Yes, 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 y'all. Welcome to Last Call Reacts. Man, we just got to get into this one. This is not an easy one to digest. As you see the name in the thumbnail there on the screen, we got to just say her name one time. This Last Call Reacts is about a young girl by the name of Joshlin Smith. Now, there's a little bit to the background and whatnot, a few comments that I want to make, but there's a video that sort of does it a little bit better than I do. First of all, welcome to Last Call Reacts. Try to do one newsworthy, noteworthy video a week. This is that. Um, let's just get right into it. Do me a favor, drop a like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more information, for more topics. To hit me up on my live on Friday at 9 o'clock. Without any further ado, man, this is a tough one. So let's just get into it. Here we go.
Western Cape High Court Judge Nathan Erasmus found Jacqueline Pollis, Stavino van Rijn, and Raquel, better known as Kelly Smith, guilty of human trafficking and kidnapping after a 2-month-long trial. The trio are expected to be sentenced on the 29th of May 2025. But how did we?
So we see that date has already passed for the sentencing. And I'll tell you what the sentence is. They all get life, basically. There's three of them, as you see Joshlin's mother here. I use that term loosely. The boyfriend's in there as well. And of course, there's a friend. Let's just listen to a little bit more so you get the gist of this. I'll read a little bit of an article. There's a couple articles in the background. Sum it up, make a nice circle for you to get the full picture here. So here we go.
Get here.
Just want the mother in Kelly to wake up. We need the mother in Kelly to wake up. A child is looking for her. A child is calling for her. A child is missing. Where's the mother? Where's the mother in you?
On the 20th of February 2024, Joshlin Smith, then 6 years old, was reported missing from an informal settlement in Middelbos in Saldanha Bay. She was allegedly entrusted to her mother's boyfriend on Monday, the 19th of February. Joshlin vanished without a trace upon her mom's return. Witnesses recalled last seeing her in the company of an unidentified boy. She was wearing a light blue t-shirt, denim shorts, and had a distinctive birthmark on her left arm.
Okay, so I'm just going to hold it up there for just a minute, okay? I'm going to take you back to a couple of articles because although the articles are more or less saying the same thing, there's a couple details to note here. So from MSNBC, here's a little bit of something. The Jerusalem Post, mother convicted for trafficking 6-year-old daughter to traditional healer. Now we got to pay attention to this word, traditional healer. They have another name for it, and we'll get into some of that in a little bit as well. So South Africa, mother Kelly Smith, her boyfriend, Jaqueen Apollos, and their friend, Stavino van Rijn, were convicted and sentenced by South African courts after it was discovered that they were behind the abduction and trafficking of Smith's 6-year-old daughter, Joshlin Smith. Prosecutors said that they believe the girl that was sold into slavery, according to the BBC News. Though this has not been proven, although some believe Joshlin was trafficked to a traditional healer for her eyes and skin. Now, this theme keeps coming up. Obviously, if you look at the thumbnail, you look at her picture, she has very bright eyes and very fair skin as well. Now, there's even a lot that goes into that, to the type of news that makes that makes the attraction that this does. We said that this is over there in South Africa, but this happens, man, all around the world also, this trafficking and how prevalent it is. But here we're getting into the skin coating and the coloration of things as well, that her objectification of her eyes and skin and everything, makes her so unique, an anomaly, that her parents her mom and the boyfriend would sell her as well. There's a lot about that. The mother, the boyfriend, the friend, they're all dope heads. They're all addicted. You know, it's tough to give anybody sympathy like that who is under the influence, and I would go as far as say suffer from addiction. You know, we don't know what it's like being in their shoes in the desperation as well. It is also said that the mother has been badly abused in this relationship, so it's just bad all around. But the one thing with everything that I've seen is that it's difficult. It is very difficult for me to offer any sympathy for any of the three, no matter what they went through. Um, Also, because some of the things I'm about to read here. So, Laurentia Lombard, a friend of the neighbor of Smith, told the court that Smith had joked about selling her child to a singoma, which is a traditional healer. A little neat, a little note about the segoma. Hope I'm saying that right, which is known as a healer, or as we would know him here in America, like, you know, voodoo priest or whatever. They seem to get special elimination or immunity from any of the court proceedings. This is what I'm seeing in a lot of the comments and everything as well. It's like they can't even be brought up on these charges. They're excused. So very different things to look at there as well. So it was said that uh, it was said in jokes that this is not the only person who the mother had told this thing to. That I'll go into a couple other people as well, but this was not a hidden thing. So if she wasn't just joking, she was mentioning it to people that she knew. Later on, it will tell you that she even attempted before the abduction was to pay people to keep it quiet. Down here, you're seeing it says a local priest also testified that he had heard Smith discussing selling her children for as low as the amount of 500 rands, approximately as low as $275, assuming that's in US currency as well. Here's a picture of the girl, if I did that right. And it's just very sad because also there's a lot of cases. There's cases in some of the states that I used to live in as well. Some of the worst cases of child abuse, abduction, all that sort of stuff. And this is just a tough picture because really, I'm not saying the brightness of her eyes as in the color, but you know, the look of innocence in the face, how wide the eyes are, and they just don't know. They just don't know the evils of the world before, you know, and I do have to share this also in my thinking of everything that I've read and whatnot, is what they sold her into. God knows how they treated her once she was gone and whatever the hell she went through. They still haven't found her. They can't confirm exactly what the story is, but how they're able to convict the three on is the actions leading up to her disappearance, at least. So, as you heard, that's what they're being charged with, the abduction and trafficking, right? Let's continue a little bit because I want to get back to the video. Sentencing. I think this is just about the end of this. So, you know, we're going to get to the middle, the guts of all this. So they did get sentenced. If we just fast forward a little bit, Smith received a life sentence. They all got a life sentence, right? Thursday, over a year after her daughter, Joshlin, first went missing on February 2024 in Saldanha Bay near Cape Town, which I think they said is about 40 miles. I'm not sure what directions, but away from Cape Cod, South Africa there. We will not rest until we find out what happened to Joshlin. We are continuing day and night looking for her. Western Cape Police Commissioner Thimbusel, Patako told local media. The trio was also sentenced to an extra 10 years for the kidnapping. Joshlin was sold to a traditional healer, that's that name, Signoma, that I was telling you about, for $20,000, which is approximately $1,000 in US. So it was sold to this person, and somebody took money for her. That healing person has not been convicted of anything. It was understood by the courts that the trio were drug addicts, a fact that High Court Judge Nathan Abrusmis had little sympathy for. I am also ordering the entry of your names to the Child Protection Register. There is nothing that I can find that is redeeming and deserving of lesser sentence than the harshest I could impose. So he did give them three the maximum of what he could do, right? Since I guess if you're related to some of the U.S. laws and terms here, if you can't find a body, you can't convict certain things, you can't do, and you could only you can't quite substantiate some of the things, but you kind of know it to be true. So you got to impose the maximum sentence as you can. Joshlin's grandmother, Amanda Smith Daniels, pleaded with their daughter before sentencing to bring my grandchild back or tell me where she is. Good God. I don't feel that any sentence will bring my grandchild back. Jeez. It's so sad. It is just so freaking sad. Anyway, I want to get back and play a little bit of this and then, we could get on here. Computer's taking the slow spots. Here we go.
Community members then began their search for the missing girl.
I saw Joshlin the time when I went home, around about lunchtime, 2 days ago. That was 12 o'clock the afternoon. I went home quickly to go fetch something at home, and then I went back to my workplace. Joshlin was still playing at home. Then she was playing in the water. She got out of the water and she just put on a light blue t-shirt with a 3/4 denim short and some black. He was not tied up, it was loosened.
So she's giving a description. You could read it at the bottom as well, but what I want you to focus on are the dates. This is the 21st of February, 2014. So getting near to, the walls closing in on this big lie here as well.
But that's the last time that I saw my child.
The search for Joshlin Smith continued for a fourth day in Saldanha Bay on Friday, the 24th of February, 2024. The Saldanha Bay municipality offered a 20,000 Rand reward for information on the missing child's whereabouts as police investigated leads. At this stage, police, the South African Navy, and residents were involved in the search. Tensions began running high Middelpos, with angry residents pointing the finger at Kelly and her boyfriend known as Buta. They threatened to take the law into their own hands. Kelly Smith says police needed to protect her from an angry mob after allegedly pointing fingers at her for her child's disappearance.
Yeah.
On the 27th of February, Kelly appears on a now-deleted Facebook Live interview with Patriotic Alliance leader Gayton McKenzie. He offers a 100,000 Rand reward for information regarding the missing child. Smith's sister, Michaela Daniels, who would later take the stand during the trial, also appeared on the live. Daniels alleges that Smith called her saying that someone wanted to sell her child.
I could tell you what happened. She could be used by people as the official story, but I feel Kelly knows where the child is. Why would you say your child is still in the informal settlement? Sorry, I missed that. Why isn't she looking for the child in the community? Please, I don't know where the child is.
So, jou seery nie gaan nêrens vir jou bring nie. Suster, dit gaan nie vir jou promotion gee nie. Dit gaan nie vir jou niks gee nie. So jammer suster. Dis klaar met jou.
On the 2nd of March 2024, then Police Minister Becky Cele visits Middelpos.
I came here to support the police because I know some people, they say they were not doing the job. Some people will say they have withdrawn, they've left here, and I know for sure they can't do that. It's part of their job to be where the communities are set. They can't just go. There shall be no resource that will be spared. Amen. Until we all say.
So he's speaking there, to reinforce the thought that the police are doing everything that they're supposed to be doing as well in here. Just something that I have in the background. So it says, member of the public volunteered to scour through the deep sand dunes by their neighborhood close to the west coast town of Saldanha Bay. Oh, I was wrong about that. I'm sorry, not 40 miles, about 75 miles north of Cape Town. Kelly said that she had left Joshlin with her boyfriend on the day that she vanished. However, the case took an unexpected twist when the mother was arrested. All right, so just lying. Where is that part that I saw? According to BBC, Lumber testified in court, said that Smith offered local money, like I said before, the locals money to keep quiet about what had happened. Joshlin's teacher also revealed that Smith told her she was on a ship inside a container and they were on their way to West Africa. So again, supporting the trafficking charge as well. Now, you're telling teachers, neighbors, all this sort of stuff. It's, even if being criminals, they're the worst at whatever they're doing. It shows that they weren't in their right mind. Not that I give sympathy for anything like this, but it just shows what kind of crazy things and how convoluted this is, and poor objectification of this girl for her skin and her eyes, and just to make a few bucks for the mom and boyfriend as well, right? Lastly here, just in this article, and then I'll play the rest of that video, the judge's verdict did not make any conclusions on who the child was sold to or exactly what happened to her. We said that before. Smith, her boyfriend, and the other friend, Ryan, faced life in prison, and the judge said the sentencing, all right, all the same stuff that we heard. So we're just going to play a little bit more of this video here of some of the events of how we led here. We already know the outcome.
Everything. Our main prize for now is Joshlin. That is our main prize.
The next day, Western Cape Police confirmed discovery of blood-stained items in an open field. Police later report that DNA on those clothes are not a match with Joshlin Smith's DNA. This is on the 8th of April. On the 5th of March, 2 men and 2 women, eventually revealed to be Jacqueline Apollos, Stavina van Ryn, Kelly Smith, and Pumsa Sigaka, are taken in for questioning. Statements including 2 confessions from Apollos and van Ryn are taken by police. The 4 are arrested and remain in police custody. Smith, Apollos, van Ryn, and Sigaka make their...
And we know from there, it's March 7th, that they would be held and then prepared for the court date, which happened last month, right? So I'm going to just move this up a little bit.
of an administrative issue. The court also hears that the matter will be transferred back to Saldanha Bay to accommodate the community. On the 19th of February 2025, marks 1 year since Joshlin's disappearance.
And the trial had to be held in some sort of sports arena. I know the video that we showed didn't show like a full courtroom or venue, but they did have to move it because there were this case obviously rocked the community. As you saw the mother crying out her heart at the beginning, right? So they had to move for the sentences to jury of your peers to be handled, and for the community's sake, so that they could appease the police search, appease the fact that the system is doing what it's supposed to do, and they're not in cahoots with these people as well, to get the community, some sort of resolution.
Team members hold a prayer service in Middelpos, and Joshlin Smith is still missing. The trial of Kelly Smith, Jacqueline Apollos, and Stavina van Ryn begins in the Western Cape High Court, sitting in Saldanha Bay on the 3rd of March 2025. The trio plead not guilty to charges of kidnapping and human trafficking. On the 6th of March 2025, an inspection in loco is conducted in Middelpos, Saldanha Bay as part of the trial related to the disappearance of Joshlin Smith. Court officials...
Okay, we're just moving up because we know.
The town of Saldanha would become like a Hollywood movie scene early in 2024, and that people would search for her child, but she would be nowhere to be found because she would have sent her far away. Detective Constable Rifilwe Segobe, also a member of the Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences Unit, conducted interviews with Smith, Apollos, and Lombard. Segobe established that all 4 accused were on drugs. While taking...
Okay, and again, this is a lot of the information that we already know.
State prosecutor Swanepoel showed the court the corroboration between...
I'm glad that those individuals were caught, but this obviously is not the end of the syndicate. There's obviously a market. There's obviously a system that allows this thing to happen and occur, right? She had the thought of selling her daughter. She knew that she could prepare her. There was a middle person, apparently, that they could approach to get this thing done. You know, even though this offers a fraction of a resolution, a little bit for the community, anybody involved that loved the girl, the family, the grandmother as well, this doesn't solve that there's an actual market out there, right? And there's still questions as to what exactly happened. They did the DNA test. They found that it was not hers, but doesn't that open more questions? Then who the hell is it? Let me know what you think. This is a tough one. Remember, say her name, Joshlin Smith, and she represents many other children in many other parts of the world. From the U.S., we should not condemn South Africa or any other place to say, look at what these people do, because we certainly have that here in America also. So let's just pay attention. Let's keep our eyes open. Something looks suspicious. Report it. Confront it for the kids' sake, because this is the worst possible crime. Kids cannot defend themselves from this evil. This is Last Call. Thanks for checking me out. Hit up those likes, subscribe if you will, like, share, do all that good stuff for me. And this was a tough one. See you on the live, see you on the videos. Let me know what you think. Thank you.